Hi, it's Lalita, and this is Pillai Sainta Practice. Welcome. I want to make this video about two planets that are causing suffering to people, and I've been receiving so many messages, people almost freaking out about feeling unloved, rejected, upset, and sad, and brokenhearted. Why is that happening all of a sudden? We all have our moments when life seems a little harder and not clicking, in anything you do. So that can happen all the time. But right now the planets are such that they can affect the emotions a little bit more often than you're used to for your comfort zone. So let me tell you about the moon, because it's the mind. It's about your love, your unconditional love, not the romantic love that is based on attraction. It's more about unconditional love, mother, nurturing, nourishing, all these wonderful things that we need in life to feel appreciated and loved. So, and that is the moon. And when the moon is aspected, is connected with a harsh planet like Saturn, for example. Saturn is very harsh with the moon. Saturn's drishti in yoga and Vedic astrology means a stare. So like imagine this planet staring like this. So in that case, the moon feels really affected negatively. So your emotions are negatively affected, and on those days, I'll tell you which days those are, you don't want to make any quick decision, because it can spoil your finances, it can spoil your relationships, and you just plain won't be able to think straight. So the moon will be in Sagittarius with Saturn on certain days of the month, so you need to check those. You can go to astroved.com and click in this window called Panchang. The Panchang gives you the main astrological aspects of the day that you need to know to make good decisions. If you believe that, it's like knowing what the weather going to be like. If you know it, you're landing in a country where there's snow and the weather is below zero, would you be wearing shorts and a t-shirt? No, right? So similarly with astrology, you need to know what's going on in the sky. And when the moon is under the influence of Saturn, then you want to be very careful. And so check the chart of now in the Panchang. When you look at the chart, you can see where the moon is and check the signs. So check which sign is Sagittarius, etc. If that's too confusing, you can also check maybe the nakshatras, but that's a little more complex. But in general, try to find a place online where you know where the moon is, in which sign. You can also ask me on Facebook or here on this page. I'll be happy to help. So remember these 4 signs. The moon will be either in Sagittarius, in Aquarius, in Gemini, or in Virgo, when it will be connected with Saturn and harsh feelings, harsh fear, sometimes anxiety, in a sense that you have to work until you're 95 to make a living, because that's what Saturn does. Saturn is scared, it's worried about work. And Saturn brings bitter feelings sometimes. And those bitter feelings, if you turn them towards someone, you can destroy that relationship. You won't see the truth about that person. You will attack that person thinking, oh yeah, that person is so bad. And there's nothing wrong with that person, but then now you have to spoil the relationship. Same with your finances. If you think, oh my God, I won't have money, I better put all my money in this investment, or I will be penniless, and then you invest your money in the wrong way, that can destroy, at least temporarily, your finances. So just remember these 4 signs: Sagittarius, Aquarius, Gemini, and Virgo. And that is when the moon gets a beating, the mind gets a beating, the emotions get a beating. And so in that case, you can meditate, you can use the mantra for the moon, Om Chandraya Namaha. And the moon can be pacified either through wearing white. You can wear white. You can pray to the Mother Goddess. You can say Kleem. Kleem. The sound Kleem connects you with the Divine Mother. So you imagine this beautiful being ready to help you. She's gorgeous. She's loving. She gives you unconditional help, unconditional love. And she also makes you very attractive to others. Not because you need to manipulate anybody, but because even to live on this planet, you need to interact with other beings, right? So you want to be loving, and also you want those people to perceive you in a positive way. So remember, the mind and the way you think create your life, and the moon more than any other planet. That's why the moon sign is so important. I hope this is useful for you, and I will try to make more videos about the moon, because I don't know if you have noticed on social media or anywhere else online, everyone is talking about the way you think. So now businessmen are all talking about, oh, the way you think is creating your finances, and relationship coaches say the way you think creates your relationships. And so even people who are not spiritual are finally getting it. The way you think creates your life. And yes, that's a tenet, that's a principle, a very strong principle of Vedic astrology, because the planets make our thinking, especially the moon. So thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.